Welcome back. We are here for another week, another episode. I am Chrissy.
And it is I, Anna.
And together we are To Each His Own. What we got going on this week? Prom season 2023. Shout out to the class of 2023. Let's just start.
Period. My little cousin Dior graduated. Shout out to you, baby boo. Go on, get that degree, boo.
Congratulations. I think I'm done knowing anybody who's going to be graduating.
And my aunt Sandy, who also, she just retired and she just went back and got her her bachelor's. So sorry I ain't make it to the little wine tasting party.
After she retired,
but because she felt like it, just because she could. She did all of that together. She just retired and she also just walked across the stage within the last 2 months, not even.
Man, I had to say, in fact, I'd have left school if I knew I was retired.
I mean,
she got there. I know that's right.
I guess that's what she wanted to do. I know I'm not. But she like, I ain't never going back to work again.
Yeah, I ain't knowing. Right, knowing I was, that's the only reason why I'm saying, like, knowing I ain't never going back to work. I'd have been like, fuck school.
Listen, clearly.
You know what I mean?
Clearly.
But yeah, shout out to the class of 2023. Like I said, I don't know anybody who's in school going back to school, and everybody in my family, done. So I don't think I have any graduations again.
I'm gonna have some for a minute. Yeah. Well, my niece will be graduating high school in years from now, but that 6 years is gonna fly.
Oh shit, I got nephew. Oh yeah, my little brother got graduated. Whatever he decided to do. Who fucking knows? I don't know what these kids' lives gonna be like.
My sister gonna have another graduation. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see.
Speaking of not knowing what these kids' lives gonna be like, girl, these prom send-offs are definitely not like what it was like when we was going on. And there's so many opinions, of course, year after year. I feel like for at least the last 5 to 10 years or so, it's been this big squabble on social media every year because the prom send-offs get bigger, better, bolder, more extravagant, all of the above. And I feel like some people made a good point when it was just like, listen, prom has always been a big thing. And it really has, and listen, some of these girls and guys do look too old, I won't lie. Yeah. And I say that in general. That has even nothing to do though with prom. I say a lot of these kids look old in the face. I don't know if it's something in the water, in the air, in the drugs. I don't know what it is.
They just got a mature look to them.
Yeah, they have a very mature look to them. But the girls is dressing down. I like the fact that the boys are enjoying to dressing up. You know what I mean? Formally.
To a certain extent, because there's still a lot of sneakers involved.
That was the next thing I was going to say. I just hate this whole fucking sneaker with a suit shit.
I hate when I see young men sagging their suit pants. You got on a designer belt, but it's damn near sitting directly on top of where your penis starts, basically.
Pause. I didn't see that. I've seen it.
I've seen it multiple times, and it's surprising. It's shocking.
Why y'all letting your kids do that?
Yeah. I don't know. And I feel like people our age should know better. Our age and a little older should know better. Y'all kids going on prom, make sure they right, man. Girls should be having on shapers.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Especially mine when they built like you and you've had 3 children and you haven't. No shade. I'm just saying.
Oh shit.
No, I'm just saying. I'm being serious.
Just holds, makes everything look smooth and together, and the proper tape and stuff.
I wore undergarments when I was in school. I was always big for my age, for lack of a better term. So it's no problem.
I notice a lot of people, even if they do get the nude fabric right, it's the stuff underneath that you can see that doesn't look right. So they sell those on Amazon for next year. Just to let y'all know.
Yes, they do.
They definitely do got those patches that you could put over the areola so it's not showing, but it blends in with the skin, like deep tones, like myself. Like I be looking for stuff like that.
Yes, they
won't always just want a black patch. No, that's not always the sexy go-to.
Which is why so many lines have,
different stuff.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, look, Amazon got everything. They on it.
Yes, they do.
But yeah, I don't know. Prom has definitely been extravagant. It's been a lot of things. We made shade room, of course, because I feel like Philly always has showed off when it comes to prom.
Yeah,
Philly's
like
always been
Philly
extra.
Philly made the shade room at least once every year during prom season.
Every single time, single time. But yeah, shout out to everybody going on their prom. Everybody that killed it, held it down. Had the huge big send offs and all that other extra stuff. And I hope that I wish y'all the best of luck on your future endeavors.
Absolutely. Shout out to all of you guys. So we got next. What else is going on? Industrial disease. Oh, it is National Safety Month. So all of the ways that you can be safe. We're just gonna cover everything from head to toe, from fire safety, medical safety, just safety awareness while within your personal vicinities while you're at work. Any of those practices, just practice being safe everywhere you go. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Practice when you go into, an event space, or even if you're going to a bar or somewhere out to casually drink. Practice looking at all of the exits and knowing how to enter and exit a building. Just things like that. So just increase your awareness and being able to practice safety in general. That's my tip for this National Safety Month.
Oh yeah, true that. Well, I mean, I guess just follow what she said.
No health tips, so Anna said, fuck you.
Not even that.
She's healthy, Anna. So, I was just saying. But, that's what I have for all of that. Oh, you have a Doom Day on. When is a Doom Day? Isn't that the same week, the week before Juneteenth?
It's the week before Juneteenth. It's the same weekend, yeah. It leads into, it leans into that, yeah. A Doom Day starts. I feel like they started it earlier this year. I think it's the 4th to the 10th. I feel like maybe I don't know. One of the two. However, a Doom Day's popping off. The city's doing a lot. So hopefully
get into the culture, people.
Hopefully you guys submerge yourself. Went to go get some good food, enjoy some good art, creativity, some crafts, some music, and just bring some more awareness to the culture. So shout out to our city for hosting the Doom Day. A Doom Day's been a big thing since I was coming up. So hopefully we keep that tradition alive.
I like to see the fact that it's still a big thing. I had an old person that I used to engage with who was heavily involved, in the Doom Day growing up and always participating and now not more so as much as they used to, but just kind of hearing the stories and just hearing their excitement behind it was always kind of cool to hear and listen to.
I had crafts, the original crafts that I made. My dad took me out there. I specifically remember this one macaroni bowl thing I made. I'm cracking up in my head.
I think we all did like a macaroni bowl. Yeah, macaroni. So I was saying macaroni something of some sort. Maybe something out of macaroni.
A little craft table, but and then on top, I hope. Now I know our homie who we actually went to school with to IUP with our homie Darren actually was their official photographer. He was their official person, and I saw him posting. So hopefully by this time he's found somebody to accompany him because he was trying to build a team to shoot for that. So yeah, definitely go out to a Doom Day and have a good time.
You just want to have a good time.
What am I about to say?
That's right.
So boss of the week. This is an interesting one. It's a laundromat / bar. It's called Pier_Lee's_Wash Tub. This place is located in Crown Heights, New York, 314 Rogers Avenue. So yes, you heard me right. It is part laundromat, part bar. So you can sit down. They got jerk pork and 2 sides for $12. I'm looking on what's it called right now.
It's a place where the chore of laundry is based with ease with libations.
Libations, okay? Absolutely. Yes. So you can get you a little bite to eat, a little drink while you wash your clothes. It's the perfect thing when you think about it, because washing clothes can be so boring, so mundane, especially if you're not a person who folds while you wash. I mean, what else can you do while you sit there? We're not even going to talk about it.
And then you have that fear of people going in and touching your stuff. And you want to make it so if you have to do a quick run or run an errand in between, and even if that quick errand is going to be, all right, I'm going to give me something to eat real fast. You can do all of that in one. And I think this is really perfect because of course it's ease with libation, so we're not going to encourage drinking and driving. You can just pack your shit up in a Uber
and go on over there. And have them come pick you up.
You can get as fucked up as you want while you washing your clothes.
Absolutely.
Look, can we have a party while y'all fold, please? Thank you. That's all I would be asking.
Laundry.
I really would like to see this concept expand and be everywhere. Shout out to them starting it in Crown Heights, New York. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just really think that's really deep.
Oh no, I thought that's different for the folks. I hope if you in Crown Heights, give them a holler, see how they doing over there.
Yeah, go out, support them, give them some business, give them a play. We want to see them expand. Absolutely.
That's good to you.
So shout out to y'all. Who is the Pearlie's wash.
Pearlie's wash tub, and it's an underscore between every word. Pearl, as in PEARL underscore Lee's LEES underscore wash tub, all together as one word. WASHTUB. Go check them out.
It's the barbecue skewers for me.
I'm crying.
It's the jerk pork. That is good to me. You know me. I still eat pork. Shout out to the rest of y'all who don't.
Yes,
but I do. So I love that. All right. So now that we done taken care of business, let's go ahead and get into our first topic. Ooh, what do we have here?
Basically a nice an advice first discipline thread that I found on Facebook. So.
Oh, that's a lot to pick. Oh, yeah. You pick out which ones you wanna, because it's a.
It's you're supposed to read all of them. So we be thinking we need advice, and whole time we need discipline. See, advice is for people who don't know what to do. But at this big age, we all know what we should be doing. The problem isn't found in the guidance; it's found in the commitment to what we say we want. You say you want to lose weight, and you know exactly what it was going to take to lose weight, but you're not disciplined enough to work out for 1 hour a day and change your diet. You say you want to get over your ex, and you know what it's going to take to get over them, but you're not disciplined enough to stop going back and cut off all communication with them. Self-love is self-discipline. Stop playing with your personal goals. The cost of whatever you want to do is that sacrifice. Nobody is coming to save you. Nothing is going to magically change for you. Get disciplined or simply stay stagnant. The life you want to live is found on the other side of your self-discipline. How serious are you about living that life is found inside your ability to practice your self-control. We be knowing exactly what it's going to take to get from where we are to where we want to be, but lack of discipline will stop us from ever getting there. Hold on. So it talks about saving money and stuff like that. And it says, what it's going to take to save the money. But you're not disciplined enough to cook at home and stop going out for a while. It's really just that simple. So I like how she gave different examples. This is a lot of things that people just don't simply, and I noticed that even within conversations that I had with people, and I'd be like, all right, it's just a decision that you have to make. And they'd be like, well, what you mean? It's self-control. People don't like when you say that to them. They automatically get a choice. They automatically get defensive because they don't want to look at it. Some people might look at it, I think the term self-discipline is intimidating to a lot of people, like the majority, when it comes to these, especially these specific topics that she's talking about.
Also, I think to add, and so to injury, another word that people don't like to hear is accountability.
Yeah, right.
People just don't like to be held accountable. And for me, I feel like that's the average person. This is why we struggle so bad, in this world when it comes to so much communication, so just all of this shit. Because you motherfuckers are overly sensitive. Y'all have no fucking discipline. Okay, and that's what it all boils down to.
Even something as simple as your piece. You know who you need to cut off. Why you haven't done that? When they keep constantly showing you who they are is beyond me. But only you know when you've had enough. That's it. So I feel her 1,000% when she says advice. We be needing discipline. It don't be about the advice, because a lot of times, and that goes hand in hand with people who call you and they don't necessarily want your opinion about what they're going through. They just want to vent. So you don't need my advice. You just need you need to build yourself up to the realization, to knowing that I don't have the discipline to do this yet for whatever reason. You just don't want to do it. And I'm even going to go take it a step further to even say you're fucking lazy. To be honest, you are. You're being lazy. Anything worth having, you have to work for. So, at the end of the day,
because you don't want to be held accountable for shit.
There it is.
Bottom fucking line.
It's easier to just blame it on other people.
Like that.
Yeah.
You can tell when somebody's just calling you to vent. Yeah. When somebody's looking for advice or whatever the case may be. So I let the person just sit there and say all of that, and then I figure out a reason they need to hang the fuck up.
There you is, because it's like either if you're not gonna be serious about you, why the fuck? Who am I?
If I can't charge your insurance company, I don't want to fucking hear it.
And there it is. There it is.
No shade, but I'm just saying I don't get paid for that.
So get more. I think this topic was more just get more serious about meeting your goals. I guess.
And be comfortable with being held accountable. Hold yourself accountable
for you. For you. Holding yourself accountable for you is the best thing that you could ever do. And I think we talk about that a lot here.
You be honest with yourself and hold yourself accountable. You wouldn't feel so fucking bad when other people did it.
There you go. You'll be like, you know what? I am tripping. Let me take a step back. Let me start doing it this way.
Lying to yourself.
Like, it's just easy to be like,
every morning your mane just gets bigger and bigger because you in the mirror lying to yourself. Your mane just growing and growing. Whether you a man or a female, man just growing and growing because you lying.
Listen.
You don't want to be held accountable. That's why Scar died at the end of the movie.
Okay. So I think that's fair. That's a fair way to look at it. Another way to look at accountability. I like that. Sarah was onto something when she wrote that, and not many people do want to discuss it. But Sarah. However, it was yeah. Discipline and self accountability has entered the chat. So what do we have next? This is something deep and different.
Oh shit. What you do? Go ahead, Anna, because this shit's taking too long for me to come up. Keep redirecting.
And it's gonna take you to okay. Let me come out. Whoa there, Nelly. So this is basically a clip of a conversation that I found on Instagram. It's something that I've also posted on the page because I thought it posed a very good question. And I don't think people think about this, honestly, because if we really did, I think everybody would be slight way different. So let's go get into it. I'm gonna stop it at a certain point though, because it's rather lengthy. But okay.
It's probably been one of the most impactful questions in my life. And Tony Robbins says, the quality of your questions determine the quality of your life. And so you have to ask bigger, richer, more expensive, more expansive questions of yourself, of the people around you, so that you can know what your next best move should be. And so the question that Christina asked Ruby is, who were you uninterrupted? And when I heard that question, I was just like, whoa. Like, I never heard that question before in my entire life. I've worked for some of the biggest companies in the world, Nintendo, Sony, the NBA. Like, I never heard that question before. But moreover, I literally could not answer that question when I heard it, so I just wrote it down. And I literally looked at that question for a full week. I'm like, who am I uninterrupted? If nothing stood in the way of me achieving my success, what would my life actually look like? If at every intersection of your life, the light isn't red, it's not yellow, it's only green, what would you build? And I think to answer that question, you also have to think through and reflect on, well, what interrupted you to begin with? And how do we carry that into pitch meetings and board meetings and conversations and team meetings? That interruption, I think that's a lot of where imposter syndrome, there's something or someone that said something to you that makes you doubt yourself every time you are ready to be audacious and step into new levels with your name on it. It's like, for me, that question has been such a powerful question. It's probably been one of the most impactful.
And it's interesting because she asked, it was like a double entendre, because the initial question was, who are you uninterrupted? And I'm glad she further went into a little detail, because initially I actually took the understanding of that question the wrong way.
Oh, wow.
I took it in the physical sense. Like, physically, if you're uninterrupted, who are you? Like, not in the sense of your goals and your achievements in life being uninterrupted. I was thinking too small about it.
Oh, wow. I saw it as too broad. Because I thought of the complete opposite. I thought about it in every aspect.
Yeah,
why
would she ask me?
We're so multifaceted.
Because in my head, I went, I'm the same person I am when nobody else is in the room. Because that's how I'm integral. I'm the same person I am when nobody else, when people are around. That's what I was thinking about when she went further into it. I'm glad she asked the question of, well, what was it that interrupted you in the first place? And I feel like for most people, they were automatically resorted to money. Finances. For most people, they probably would say, well, if I had the finances or the money to do this, and that, I would be able to do X, Y, and Z.
And even a bigger amount, and even to go even deeper than that, as being a black person, who are we uninterrupted as a people is an even deeper question, because it's like, imagine the length
conversation.
Yeah, but it's directly related to that on such a big level, because it's like, if we didn't have that that's a big that is more than surface level. I think it attaches itself. It is involved in every person at every level, from your mental to your physical, your spiritual. Think about it. Like, even just something as simple as the choices of food that we eat. We only eat the way we eat because we were given scraps. To be honest, if we had access to healthy foods from the beginning, I feel like that's the reason why black people pile their plates high, because we weren't allowed to have as much. I feel like it's a lot that we don't think about that we do. That's part of our culture.
That's built in. Yeah,
it's built in, and I think even just like how we present ourselves to the world, because the European beauty of standard, it's unacceptable for us to go outside with our hair drawn to our heads because there's a European beauty of standard. We look better when our hair is straight. A lot of people think that.
Hell yeah, because I will not walk around outside with a fucking...
Yeah, but if you never knew what straight hair looked like, you wouldn't fucking give a fuck about that.
But that's exactly though. You can say that. You can say.
I understand, but
what does not have it? Or y'all know what I'm trying to say. If you can't miss what you never had, kind of thing. It's
absolutely,
like the
but we never had that idea.
If you did not know it, yeah, what would you also think today? I get what you're saying.
So who are we uninterrupted? Oh my goodness. Because the Crown Act exists for a reason. You can't go to work. You can't just go to work looking any kind of way. You just can't. Because we're told it's unacceptable. We're told it's unacceptable.
But neither is them fucking spikes and the mohawks and
that's what I'm saying.
And gays and shit either.
But they get that from us too, low key. That's part of our culture too, low key. The gauges in their ears, all that shit. That is from Africa. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
again, we can't even go into farther into that. Well, what about that makes it quote unquote unprofessional? Everything has a starting point.
But it all goes back to what we were
taught. The initiation is within the country that we live in. These were the Constitution and the laws that were put in place. Those are what allow these ideas to develop, and then you have, of course,
questions,
the whole different aspects of the different dynamics of religion and things that play a part. And then I felt like racism came after all of that. I think racism came from the hiccups and the fuck ups that happened way before us, and it was just another thing to add to the pile of what people liked versus what people didn't like. And it just happened. It was one of those things that just went way beyond what it was supposed to be. Nobody expected racism to, I think, go that far. I think it was derived from an idea that probably only few or a small group of people had, and then all of a sudden, here we are.
Here we fucking are.
Everything definitely has a root and a starting point.
I just think
that's what that is. If we were uninterrupted, if we weren't tainted and influenced by laws and government and religion, where would we be as a people? Forget removing color, because again, I feel like that's racism came into play because of all of these things that we're discussing. You know what I mean? Because of how all these things came into play. If none of that was a conversation, just as human beings, where would we be? We can take it all the way back.
But I'm only saying from my perspective, because I'm black, and it gets deeper for us. I feel like no shade to nobody else, but it gets even deeper. It does, but I'm saying it
gets and beyond. All I'm saying is it goes back to a human race before we even get to how it affects us individually, how it affects us as black people, how it affects us as women. All of that. Like once we peel back all of those effects, it goes back to, well, damn, if we didn't have none of that shit, how would we be getting along as people? How would we be operating in life in general? What would life look like if we weren't interrupted by hate?
It's been since the beginning of the time, though.
Like, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. It's been since the beginning of the time. Like, we don't... that's why that question... That's why I said, oh, shit, that's a whole nother conversation, because there's so many other layers to that conversation that will keep being peeled back.
Yeah, but the common denominator is...
to the beginning of the time.
In every
and then you're going to go into religion versus science.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Caste systems and stuff like that, being a part of those early empires and stuff like that, where they had made caste system based on your skin color. It's craziness. It's craziness. So it gets to be, I like that question, and I think that, I challenge everybody, write that down and really ponder on that and think about, who are you uninterrupted? I think that's a good question to ask yourself every so often, and because it helps lead you down a pathway. Like I said, it's you peeling back layers and you're figuring out, like, damn, what would I be doing if I felt like I didn't have this hindering me? And because then I also think it'll lead you to ask, Am I in my own way when
That's
it comes
why
to
I said
certain
keep
things?
The second question
So
there
keep.
too. What was it that caused me not to get her in the first place? I think
In my own way, yeah. Am I in my own? Am I my own?
To be
Yeah.
disrupted in the first place?
Am I just So yeah.
Because a lot of the times it will be you that caused you to be disrupted.
Absolutely,
in the first place,
absolutely.
To be honest.
Absolutely, and it's just such a good question.
Yeah, it's
Who
definitely.
am I interrupted? I think I'm way less. Of course,
really, really quick. That's
I'm
why
way
it's
less
so
filtered.
interesting.
Yeah,
that's why it's really interesting.
I'm way less filtered. Yeah, I am. Very interesting. I love it, and we got some homework, T-Ho, huh?
When you say you way less filtered, what you mean?
Way less filtered. Like you have to be mindful of what you're saying, even more so on platforms like these, because people are so quick to come back and cancel you and stuff like that. So you got to be mindful of it is what you're saying. Not saying shy away from who you are, but be careful about what you say because you have to stand on that. You know what I'm saying?
So when just you said it in general, I was just like I didn't know. I don't think my mind processed it because you said it so fast. That's why I was like, what you mean? I didn't get a chance to process it, to understand it, but I got you now. Yeah, that was a deep one. You always into the fucking deep sea diving with the shit. So what do we have next?
Well, it's time. Hopefully this works. I actually asked the person to answer the phone, so let's get into this or that. The Tribe Vibe edition. Let's call somebody and see how they respond to these questions. Add a little flair into the situation. Let's see.
Whoever this is, don't fucking embarrass us or her.
No, don't embarrass yourself. I ain't got shit to do with that.
I may not know him. I don't know who she calling.
Let us see. Okay, I just want to start this conversation by letting you know that you are live on the air with To Each His Own Podcast, and I have a few questions to ask you. Are you available at the moment?
Sure.
So, I don't know if you want me to tell the people who you are. We could keep it how it is. We can just call this person our lovely guest for the day.
This is the vibe for the day.
Our lovely guest anonymous. So, let's see. This segment is called This or That. So you simply just have to answer these questions, and if I ask you to give detail, you can, or you can choose not to, okay?
Okay.
So the first one, pay it forward or the big payback? This or that?
Pay it forward.
Oh, okay, nice of you. You give a fuck. Okay, cool. Behind the scenes or center stage?
Behind the scenes.
And why behind the scenes?
I don't like the center of attention thing.
Same. I don't like people all of my fucking
be laid back in the cut. I'm cool. I don't have to be center of attention. Even though they don't always work out so well. And
Okay, so that old faithful or that new shit?
I'm torn in between the two.
Come on, let's
Miss Luckett. That's gonna be our best name. Miss
Luckett. Anonymous Luckett.
It depends on what we're talking about.
Right.
You gotta pick one. This or that.
You got to.
This or that. The old faithful. I'm gonna go with Old Faithful. At least you already know what you get.
Right. I was thinking the same shit.
At least you know what you get.
I'm surprised about it because of your personality. I would think that you would pick new because you definitely do like new shit.
I like new shit, but sometimes the Old Faithful is like, all right.
Sometimes the new motherfucker disappoints.
Sometimes surprises ain't all
Right,
surprises.
right to people.
Oh, I understand. Say that. You better say that, niece.
Straight to the next.
Okay, so Iyanla Vanzant or Oprah Winfrey?
Oprah, because I'm gonna beat Iyanla the fuck up.
I know. What did Iyanla do to you?
Miss Liza.
Because who she talking to? No, half the time. I mean, sometimes Oprah got who you talking to moments. I don't know.
Ooh, beloved.
Iyanla be she be
Oh, wow.
Is it her tone? Is it her tone? I think you want to know what it is. I think her methods are unconventional, and I think that she holds everybody accountable for their feelings and actions, and I think that's what people can't get over. It's so in your face, but I respect it at the same time.
I agree.
So I see what you mean by that. Okay, I ain't gonna argue with you. I don't want to tussle. Okay, last but not least, this is the last one. The chance to meet a famous ancestor or a prodigal future family member.
the cheese-sweet a famous ancestor or a prodigal family member?
Future family member. Yep, someone from the future that you hit that you won't know.
Future.
You will. Okay, and why?
Yeah.
Because only reason I'm asking is because we both black and we don't know our bloodline like that. We could have somebody think the average person don't know where they come from. So I'm just asking.
I probably would have went with the famous ancestor.
I look forward to the future. Yeah, future for sure.
Okay. All right.
Future for sure.
All right. Never make a real fucking.
And before I let you go, give us a song. Give us a song that you feel like reminds you of summer all the time, no matter when you hear it. It just gives you summer.
Real ass bitch, give a fuck about it.
5, 6 figures, stripes on my ass, so he call that pussy take out. Thank you so much for answering your phone. You go on and enjoy your day, Anonymous. Anonymous Luckett. Holla back.
Bye.
All right.
So look forward to that in the future. I swear, I want people to answer the fucking phone. I'm telling you, I'm gonna start calling people and not telling them that I'm not gonna give you a heads up. Like, thank you, God bless you for giving.
That was a hands up, but it wasn't though, because I never told them what I was going to call them for. I just said when I call you, answer the phone. That's all I said. So I think that we're onto something with that. Yeah, you just give them the disclaimer before they
right, because I want you to answer the phone for real. So now, what's wrong? Because most people are like, all right, what's wrong for? What's wrong? Answer the phone.
I don't got time for
so now I'm gonna get you. Hello, I want to get you with your sleep voice, your rasp, and everything. Y'all be catching me early in the morning. Hello.
And this how I really dial.
Yes, when you catch me, hello, hello. Okay, I'm trying to catch you. Okay, that was fun. So
yes,
Anonymous Luckett gave us Real Ass Bitch Give a Fuck by a Nigga for her summer throwback. So of course today's Tribe throwback is a song that ran the summer, or a song that reminds you of summer. You want to go with that specific time frame, or a song that reminds you of summer period?
It could be. I forgot to add the time frame in, but I think it'll be. I don't know.
I think a song that reminds you of the summer period is good. It's perfect.
Cause mine gonna be old anyway. It's not gonna be.
9 times out of 10, and I think we can just go ahead and exclude the obvious, like Summer with Miami, Summertime by both Beyonce and and Will Smith. I think we can just go ahead excluding those obvious because they have the word summertime in them. I don't know. I guess what would you say? You came up with this one. So what's your summertime? What's something that reminds you of the summertime?
Whenever I hear it, every time it don't matter what time of year it is. Every time I'm in a party, every time I hear the DJ mix in and it be, oh baby, love me. Yo, every time I hear "Oh Sheila," it always reminds me of summertime cooking. I don't care what time of the year it is. It just always gives me. I got a plate. I smell the Kingsford. The DJ is rocking and knees is popping, and that's asses is popping. Knees too. Well, but asses is popping.
Do I have to say a song? Can I say a genre?
No, pick a song. It's songs that remind you of the summertime. Shit, I can think of another one off the Q-Tip Vibrant thing. Always reminds me of the summertime.
But I'm trying to think of something that's like probably like that I know that immediately like that absolutely not just reminds me of having a good time, but reminds me of the summertime specifically. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, damn, can I pick a genre?
That's too easy.
Yeah, because again, I don't want to say that. Of course, Maze and Frankie Beverly always remind me of something. But again, I feel like that's one of those ones that would have been the obvious. That was on the obvious list. So I, of course, didn't want to say that. So, I mean, I really...
Off the top of my head, I can say DJ Boo and what's it called? Boy, you should know that. Every time I hear that, it just makes me think of Daisy Dukes, the Water Plug, and Double Dutch.
I guess this one is going to sound weird, and I don't. To be honest, this one going to sound weird, and it may or may not have came out in the summertime when it did come out, but for whatever reason, Missy Elliott and SWV Kenny reminds me of the summertime.
Oh yeah,
Summer nights specifically. It reminds me of
I
Summer
can see
Nights
that.
specifically.
But it's fair to say that with that genre only, well, not genre, that era of music, only because a lot of times, you know, the music took longer to make, they rollouts was way longer, and on top of that, a song might not have caught on the radio until the next season or seasons later. So, you know, there it is. Sort of like kind of how Chris Brown's song Under the Influence was. I don't know, for whatever reason that song became very popular after it already been out. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that that's a good. And then Hip Hop Parade. Oh, that's my shit. Every time I hear that, I'm like, oh my goodness. All I see is a hazy ass, hot ass summer day. Like, ooh, to the point where you know how you sit next to the grill, you can see the smoke coming up off that bitch. You can't even see nothing. Oh my goodness. Woo, child, move me over. But anyway, yes.
Oh, and of course the Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's like, I feel like songs like that are like, again, obvious. Like, they obviously, we're going to play those at the cookout. We're going to play those whether it's a block party or family reunion.
But it's
that mid thing in the summertime and a little rooftop. Like, I feel like certain songs you're going to hear.
True.
No matter
what.
But
it may be different where you come from though, because going to another place, going to the West Coast, they summertime like California, that might be something that reminds them of summertime. Me too, but not everybody, you know, this thing about you. Yes, and I Get Around definitely reminds me of the summertime.
I wanted to be in that video. I told them before, I wanted to be in that video when I was gonna step up around that guys. All right, all right, well, that's all we have for you guys this week. Let us know what song reminds you of the summertime. We want to hear it in the comments.
Yes.
Subscribe, listen, download wherever you watch, all of that good shit, all of that. And again, have a safe and successful remainder of the summer. I feel like this is something that we need to be saying every fucking week as the summer continues.
Yes.
Because we know that it feels like every weekend is this slight touch of anxiety that's like, oh my God, what is going to happen by the end of the weekend? So, yeah, please have a safe and light-spirited summer.
With your folks. Period.
Your folks. So, we're going to kick on out of here because we're going to find us something else to do in the summertime too. I'm your host, Chrissy.
And I'm your other host. It is I, Anna. And together we are.
Yo, I hate the way you just did it.
I was actually in the middle of hiccuping. And I was trying not to look like, I'm like, oh shit.
And I was only listening to, I wasn't looking at you with the camera. I just turned around like, huh?
I had to swallow real fast. But anyway.
And together we are.
To each his own.
Pause on the swallow real fast, by the way. See y'all. Bye. I had to say